I'd like to think I've been pretty consistent with the upload so far, but I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's left a comment. It's nice to just see some engagement and conversation happening in a way you don't really get on short form content, and that's exactly why I made this channel, to kind of connect to new people and share my experiences. I got back from Bristol last night from a 10-day trip, so I've got some downtime in the next couple of weeks to get these videos out and hopefully catch up on all of my video editing and with kind of Instagram reels and stuff that I always procrastinate. This job is from the start of November. It was working with Paul, who runs the Offshoot Foundation. I showed the first day of 4 days working in primary schools across Suffolk in my last vlog, but the bulk of the work is what I'm going to be sharing in this vlog, which was a different kind of work, kind of making a run and gun style film with deaf school children in these primary schools. So we went in with no plan. We came up with the idea with the kids. We kind of turned that assortment of ideas into a script, and then we just shot. I was working alongside an editor called Alice, who would essentially cut all of the footage, doing same day edits, ready for something that the kids could watch at the end of the second day.
So it's about 6:15 in the morning, and I'm walking to my train to Ipswich. And I was thinking about the early starts this week and what I do and don't like about it. And I think the main thing for me is that it's not on my time. Like, I'm being employed to go and work for a day, which is such a different experience to working for yourself. So just like having the privilege of just showing up, as opposed to when you're producing something and you're in charge of making sure everything goes smoothly. I didn't know if people actually did this in real life, but I've got a piece of toast, like in a film, when they're like too rushed to leave the house. I've been giving myself like 20 minutes, haven't been showering, just shave, brush my teeth, and try and eat if I can, but I didn't have time this morning, so got a piece of toast on the go.
What you can see in this clip is an Elgato green screen. It's got a really great pop-up design, but what I'm loading it into here is not even a small car. Like, you can see how much space it takes up.
You have to squeeze it right down by where the gear stick is. I mean, you could do that. There we go. And chuck this one in as well. I love these little cases. I just like having lights which are all the same size and packed down together. You can just kind of like stack them up. Make a space for this one. And a space for my bag over there. I'd be curious if there is actually a green screen which is as easy to set up, but portable, because this is made for kind of like streamers, just to leave in your house and put up whenever you need it. The other good thing about it is because it is all one piece, there aren't as many creases as you'd normally get, because my experience of using green screens before is you get loads of creases when you use like an individual sheet of fabric. Anyway, I'm only remotely curious. I never really shoot with green screen at all, so just be good to know what's out there.
So this was the second day of working with the school that I showed in the last vlog. They wanted to do this kind of like new studio effect, and again, it was just getting something quick and easy. Quite fun for me because I feel like green screens at this kind of budget level never look super realistic, but that wasn't a priority at all. Some of the kids had never seen a green screen or how it worked. We were working with kind of reception children all the way up to year 6, so they were kind of in awe on the second day, seeing themselves transported to these various locations that they'd never been to. It made a nice change to use very little of my own kit. We were shooting on Paul's FX3. You can see I taped the microphone to his tripod because there was nowhere to mount the microphone if we had this monitor on top, and I wanted the kids to be able to see themselves and whether they were on the green screen or not. And then of course we had those same Amaran panels that I showed in the last video, really easy to use and can connect to the Sidus Link app. This is just me being completely silly, but while I play this clip, I'll talk about how I used very little of my own kit. I think I had my lens, which was quite nice to be shooting on the same lens where, you know, its limitations, and I've shot so many projects on it now that it's become so familiar, and then kind of a few small accessories. But apart from that, it was nice to bring very little of my own to the shoot and obviously transport everything in the car. You can see me toggling off various lights, just a little fill light under the face. Not great to have it underlit, but it was very simple setup. 2 lights for the back of the green screen and 1 just to give the face a little bit of level. And then this is the Elgato green screen in action. I said this before, I don't know how long these last for just because there's so many moving parts, but how easy was that? And I was looking at these pro grade V60 cards. I have a V90 for my A7 IV, formerly ZVE1. And I never used the all intra codec, so it's making me wonder whether I actually needed to buy expensive V90 cards, especially now I don't have access to 4K 120. This is Paul's lens, the 24-70. I was kind of having a play around with that one just to see whether I made the right choice going for the 28-70, which is so much lighter than that lens. I don't know if having the extra 4mm on the wide end actually makes that lens worth it. And then I was having a play around with the FX3 as well. Dual SD card slots, fans on the bottom. A lot bulkier and heavier than I expected. I'd never shot on this camera before, but very similar to what I was shooting with, just a few extra programmable buttons, and this top handle is terrible. Like, I would never use this, just because it doesn't have hot shoe mounts. It kind of makes no sense. This little Blackmagic design monitor, these are a lot less worth bringing these days because cameras record such good footage internally, but still looks like a very functional monitor, loads of mounting points, good kind of monitoring options, and then these kind of zippy bags where you can pull the zip like that. I really like that feature. This is a colour finder, something I could actually see myself having in my kit, but I kind of have these keyring grey cards which I carry around. And that was it. That was our kind of news day shooting with the Elgato green screen.
It was great to use, so convenient when we got there, but I would say how inconvenient it is to actually like squeeze through here. I had to lift it up over this fence, like up here, and then back down to get it in the car.
Anyway, that was it for the last couple of days of the Depth Perspectives project. I thought I'd do this as a separate vlog because I was editing this all together as one thing and it was like 20 minutes long. So I'll be back soon with another vlog in the next couple of days actually, so a lot more content on the way.